Hey everybody, Mr. Regan here, and the next story problem we're looking at has us analyzing an old evolutionary tree that deals with our aquatic species. So, looking at our evolutionary tree with our hagfish, sea lamprey, great white shark, lungfish, and salmon, along with our first fish and those traits we see happening at different common ancestry points. Which statement best explains how the species in the diagram are related? So, we're deciding how are they related to one another. First one, the hagfish, so that would be the very first one here at the very top left corner, is more closely related to the first fish than it is to the great white shark. Option two, the lungfish here, second to last, is more closely related to the shark than it is to the salmon. Option number three, the lungfish here is more closely related to the salmon than it is to the shark. So looking at our diagram, looking at the structures, thinking about common ancestry, go ahead and select your answer and unpause the video to go over your answer. All right, do we think we got it? Let's take a look. We know that among any three species, the two species that are separated most recently are the most closely related. So if we're looking at who is separated most recently, we were going to be looking at time on our evolutionary scale here. So whenever we look at those common ancestry points, like for example, here between the salmon and the lungfish, we know that because they were separated most recently, these two are going to be more closely related. We know the great white is more recently separated from our lungfish, so these two are more closely related. We know that the sea lamprey is more recently separated from the great white, and so on. So we kind of got to look up the diagram to help us understand who's more recently separated based on those structures. So the best answer here is going to be that the lungfish is more closely related to the salmon. So that's option number 3. If you have questions about how we got this, go ahead and reach out. Otherwise, good luck.